All right, we're back from the lathe, and we got a good fit. Nice, and slides nice and easy. I'm still going to have to machine a groove in there for that little lever that goes inside here. So it does slide on this, and I got to make a washer or something so it doesn't slide off, and cut this key off. But it's nice and smooth, just like it's supposed to be. So I'm happy with that. The next thing, see if we can get this gear off. Put the camera down. See if we can knock this out. I don't know if this will come out. It's so nice to see it moved, but gloves on. It's cold out again, so doors closed. I got the heater running. Figured I'd do something today. I gotta figure out how the hell to get this this pin out of here. I don't think there's any kind of keeper. I don't see nothing. Don't know. Don't know how to get it off. Let's flip it over. This headstock is it's pretty heavy. Well, I don't know if I'll be able to flip it over. It's it's real heavy. Anyways, we'll see. I don't know if something keeps that. I don't know. I don't know if it's how it's attained or retained inside there. Oh, that's sliding. That's separate, huh? What the hell is that? No, it's nothing. Alright, well, let me see if I can do something with this, and we'll continue with this. Alright. Alright, well, I figured out how to remove this pin for this intermediate bevel. It's keyed, and I just had to give it a little bit of attitude adjustment. Okay, that's that. It's not keyed that great. Hopefully nobody's. All right. Well, let's see how this is going to work. Okay. Let's take the shim out of there. And now it comes out. That's it. All right, we can degrease these things. And take a look at the bores. Everything fits real tight. So that's a good thing. Nothing seems to be terribly worn out. The gears, the bores, everything is pretty tight. Pretty tight. All right. Let's take, well, here's the gear that I board slides real nice. So I'll be able to disengage, engage. I got to cut the key off, but it came out good, perfect. Happy with that. All right, let's take this gear off. This is really tight. I can't get a puller. I can't get a gear puller in here. And I sanded the bore of this because I've taken this off a couple of 3 times. And brass should not hurt this. This thing's on there good. I don't like doing that. There is a possibility that I chip a tooth or something, but I don't have a puller to put on here. I can't get it to grab. I have a puller. Problem is, the gear is too deep for this is the only puller I got. Got a harmonic balancer puller, but this is the only real gear puller. It's a Katie tool puller. It's a good puller. It's just I can't get around the gear too good. That may cause more of a problem than what I'm doing with the brass. So we'll save that for another day. And get this off. All right, now that I've got it out, maybe I'll take a couple of screwdrivers. It's on there really tight. I don't know why. It's on there extremely tight. Shouldn't be. It's keyed. It doesn't need to be. Okay. Almost. All right. Now it's off. Okay. That's off. I can pull this out, put this stuff, clean this stuff up, and decrease the headstock. Start putting it back together. This little problem here it held me up a lot, so I'm looking forward to moving on and you know, getting all this stuff cleaned up, degreased, refitted, and put all back together. I don't think I'm going to be using the I think I'm going to do away with the back gear covers. I think I like the look without the covers, and it's just easier to get in there. If you want to engage or disengage, pull that pin to engage the back gear. So we're going to leave that off. I don't like those covers. We're going to take this cover off and not use it. Somebody put a grease fitting in here. I'm not sure that's supposed to be grease. I don't know. I would assume not. I would assume oil. They're tight fitting surfaces. If there was a loose fitting surface or looser fitting surfaces, I would say okay, grease, but I don't know. Looks like it's been in there for a while. Maybe it is supposed to be grease. I see in the bores there's let me see if I can get the camera out. If you can see in the bores, there are grooves in there and in there. That's supposed to be, I would assume for this one, grease, but I think these get oiled through somewhere else. Actually, yeah, there's supposed to be a fitting or something in here for this to get greased too. So after I get it all degreased and cleaned up, where I can actually see and remove all this really nasty, ugly blue, whoever painted this thing, I don't know how they could live with it, but don't like that blue. So yeah, we're gonna do that, but before we do that, I want to give a little shout out to a friend I just made. He lives in my area. He has a Hendey Lathe. His name is Bear, and ultimately I think we can be good friends. He's all into the machining stuff and all of that, and that's great. I'm happy I have someone local here that, you know, shares the same kind of passion and some similarities in what we like. So let me try to flip this over. This is headstock is heavy. This thing's a beast. It should be. All right, now I wanted to took the camera off the stand. I wanted to talk about the Hendey company, and I want to talk about the early lathes that they made. They call this a tie bar because it ties the front journal to the rear, or they call it a cone head because obviously it's a cone, kind of a tapered down cone pulley system to drive. The Hendey company was an excellent machine tool making company. They started out in the 1800s. All of this information is on Tony's UK website, and you could read the history. But the bottom line, the early Hendeys up until the 40s and 50s, even later, the reason why these old tie bars are so good, I mean, from an engineering standpoint, if you understand structural things, structural engineering, this bar that ties the front to the rear is triangulated, meaning non-parallel. That's what gives this headstock, even though it is light in comparison to the gear heads. This bar that attaches the front to the rear journals is triangulated. If you know anything about engineering or structural engineering, you know that the strongest structures are triangles. That's one reason why I think that these lathes stand out above all other of the vintage lathes, among other things. But this is a big deal. Nobody talks about it. I realized it and I wanted to talk about it and you know, give a little bit of appreciation for this company that actually really did some stuff. These lathes were really never sold to the consumer. There may have been some rich people that could afford them, but most of these went to major corporations to do real work, all day, every day. You know, just they're running 24 hours a day. These things will last. You know, if you clean them, take care of them, oil them, they should ultimately last indefinitely. With some maintenance, they will last. They will definitely outlive me and outlive my family. So, yeah, I don't want to hurt anybody's feelings or make anybody feel insuperior or anything like that. I just wanted to give a proper shout out to this Hendey tool company that made various things, but more people probably know more about their lathes than they do their milling machines, their shapers, etc. None of the older lathes that I've ever seen, we're talking 1800s to the 50s, that were cone heads, that had substantial structures, but they did not have a bar that attaches from front to rear. That's more important because it's non-parallel, and that's what makes something structurally very, very strong. These cone heads, you can take heavy cuts. Try that with a lesser lathe. You won't be able to do it. It just is not designed for it. This lathe was. You can get if you can get a belt on there that won't slip. This thing will take as heavy of a cut as you can stand it. It'll scare you. So with that said, I just wanted to give a shout out to my new friend Bear, and I told him I was going to do a video and mention him, and it's nice to have somebody local that is into the same kind of things. And if I have some questions, he's knowledgeable, and if I don't know, I have several friends that I can talk to. He's doing it, so I'll ask him if I have a question on something. He's got bigger milling machines, etc., and my little mills that I have may not be able to do what I want to do. I mean, if I had a horizontal mill, I would be able to cut another gear. I would have remade this gear. This is the original gear on there. There's a brass lever that stays in here, and you slide it to disengage, engage the feed lead screw. I don't have that kind of a milling machine, so I did what I had to do, and I made this, and this will function until the idea is to get this lathe going and finished and up and running and functional. The little things that I can change out while this is all together, like that gear if I need to, or anything else for that matter, I can do that at a later date. So, well, I think the next video is going to be hopefully this thing all cleaned up, all these gears cleaned up, and it'll be maybe painted. I don't know if I should paint it first or fit everything and then paint it. But the next video, you should see this done. I want to do this next and get this headstock squared away and the bearing and all of that in there and put the cones back in it and, you know, continue with this project. So, all right, thanks for watching. Stay tuned. There's going to be lots more videos.